testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
94.1 San Antonio's Sports Center.
High school football playoff time tonight on our game of the week. We've got Brandeis taking on Sotomayor. It starts at 7 with the pregame right after extra innings with Pledger. In the NFL, the Texans will be without C.J. Stroud again as they take on the Titans in Tennessee. Kickoff set for noon. And the Spurs look to bounce back tonight as they take on the Warriors again. This time, it's a cup game, 8:30 on Amazon Prime.
This is Extra Innings with Pledger.
Truth is, I am Iron Man.
Rock and roll! The Texans win it!
You've been called the Da Vinci of our time. What do you say to that?
Absolutely ridiculous. I don't paint.
That ball is history. A walk-off home run.
And it's going to be legendary.
James Pledger wraps your day with insight, opinion, plenty of sarcasm, and of course, your calls. He'll even pour a beer out the door for his favorite story of the day. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. Now, here's Pledge. What's up, Danger? Can't stop me now.
Welcome into Extra Innings with Pledger right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I am James Pledger. I appreciate y'all joining me. However you may be joining me, whether that's on 94.1 on your FM dial, you happen to be locked in, listening online at sasportstar.com via our AA Best Bail Bonds audio player, or if you're watching live on YouTube, that's right, we stream all of our shows via YouTube. Just go there, search SA Sports Star, go ahead and like, subscribe while you're at it. It helps the algorithm. You can comment along with the show as it happens, or just feel free to call in the old-fashioned way, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776 if you want to be a part of the conversation. Always love talking with you guys, and lots to get into today. Brian Schottenheimer was on the Morning Huddle. Love when Shotty's on with them. Good conversation early this morning, but I wanted to start off with the Spurs, who have an Emirates Cup game coming up. It's 8:30, as you heard my Sports Center. It will be televised on Amazon Prime, and they're coming off a loss to those same Warriors from just the other night on Wednesday. So can they, on this short turnaround against the same opponent, you can kind of treat it a lot like a playoff series. Can they make the adjustments, both to start the game and the adjustments that didn't work coming out of the second half where you lost that 16-point lead? It's going to be very, very interesting to kind of see how it all plays out. And earlier today on the Blitz, former San Antonio Spur and now host of the Spurs podcast, a post-game podcast with Casey Vieira on the Locked On Spurs podcast network, Devin Brown got to join the Blitz today to talk with Jason about this upcoming game and what we're seeing out of the Spurs so far early in the season.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Joe Reinagel off on this Friday. He's got to go to a football season wedding, which is a shame. I'm Jason Minix. Glad to have you along. Well, it is a big night for high school football, the first round of the playoffs here in San Antonio. Also a big game down at the Frost Bank Center because it's one of them cup games. Spurs, Warriors playing tonight. Let's talk about it with our good friend Devin Brown, NBA champ, UTSA great, now hosting the Spurs podcast after every Spurs game on the Locked On Spurs YouTube channel. Devin Brown joining us on the Buyers Barricades guest line. How you liking this media thing, Devin?
Liking it very well. You know, a little bit different. The players treat you different, but I'll get over it.
Oh, yeah, man. When you're on this side, the players are going to treat you different. Although, you know, being a former player, you still at least have access to those guys.
Well, I have access to them, and I have the respect, so it works. It's all good right now.
Now, when I think about Devin, I mean, this team expectations are higher than they have been in years because of the addition of De'Aaron Fox. Although we only have a couple of games that he's been healthy. Through the first 10 games, what are your impressions? What are you liking and not liking about this year's Spurs team?
Well, here's the deal. It's like you said, it's a small sample size right now as far as um, his health. But once he gets back to 100%, you're going to see why the Spurs invested so much in him. He's a great player, still young, still got a lot in the tank to go along with everything that the front office has done with the rest of the roster. And you know how San Antonio is, Jason. You've been here a long time, so there's a lot of excitement that goes along with following this basketball team. So when you get these quality players in here like that, of course, the level of expectations is going to go way up. Everybody starts thinking about Tim and Dave and Tony and Manu. So it's a little bit of the bump in the road right now, but I think in the long run, the team's going to be all right.
Well, and again, I think they've got a chance to be a legit playoff team. That means top six, not just play in. It is time for them to make the postseason. And you look at the way they have been playing, and granted, losing to Golden State the other night, and we'll get into that because there were some things there that kind of pissed me off with what was going on. But overall, I think it starts obviously with Wemby. His aggressive nature has been a game changer this year from what we've seen the last two.
Yeah, it seems like Wemby's, turned it on a notch, and he's starting to realize, and this comes with talking with guys like Tim and Dave, but what he's realizing is he's realizing how good he is, right? And so he's going out there and he's playing at a high level. Now we got to keep the turnovers down with him, but other than that, he's definitely playing at a high level. He's got Cat coming up there with him. And like I said, if a couple of the other pieces can come together, especially with a game like tonight, national television, things like that, in the long run, I think they're going to be okay.
Well, and again, in the long run, in another game with Fox and Wemby playing together, and I think having a true point guard will get Wemby the ball in the right position, and I think that is something that they surely missed when De'Aaron wasn't playing. And I kind of always thought Fox was more of a shoot first, pass second kind of point guard, but in this offense, I don't know if he could be that way. How do you see with the small sample size the way those two are playing together?
Yeah, we've had lots of talks about this. So obviously with Castle playing the way he is, you got to let him continue to do his thing. Fox is, I've said it before. I don't know if he has a total grasp of the whole offense, but that just takes time, right? It took me, about a year or two to figure out, exactly where you can score from in the Spurs offense. And so, with him, he's such a dynamic player. You just got to one of the things I mentioned on my show the other day was you want to get him in his spot. I just think that Coach Mitch needs to get him, a few more touches, get him into the game. And then once he gets going, he'll be able to get obviously Wemby. And you can kind of go from there.
Devin Brown joining us here on The Blitz. He hosts a Spurs podcast after every game, a post-game show on the Locked On Spurs network. So late tonight, you'll be able to tune in, and Devin Brown and Casey Vieira will be breaking down the game. I'm curious what the breakdown was like Wednesday night. They blew a 16-point lead in that game. And
yeah.
I mean, granted, it's Golden State. Steph did Steph things, but you blow a 16-point lead, you got questions that you got to answer.
Yeah, you do. And, some of the things that Casey and I had talked about were just the same thing, the second and third quarter. It seems like when the Spurs are having to go to that bench, it's some games you get it, some games you don't. It was one of those deals. Third quarter, you give up 43 points to the Warriors in the third quarter. That's not going to win you a whole lot of ball games. Steph hits a couple of free throws. Next thing you know, he's on fire. A couple of bank shots there in that third quarter got him going. Then he started hitting threes, and it was lights out from there. But they just need to continue to play strong. Through that second and third quarter, and then Jason, we won't see these lapses like we've seen.
Well, and let me ask you, because third quarters have been an issue. Obviously, I didn't play in the NBA. You did. What's going on in the locker room when you have a team that consistently comes out and plays poorly in the third quarter? And it's not just this Spurs team. You see it, throughout the league. Some teams are really good in third quarters, and some teams it just seems to always be an issue. What are you guys doing in there that would cause that?
Well, I made a joke about it on our show. I said, they're in there eating chicken tenders because that's what we used to do at the Frost Bake Center. But in all seriousness, it's one of those deals where you can talk about it, but, it seems like these teams are having a hard time, because you get that nice lather out there. When you're running, then you got to take it's about 15 to 20 minutes at halftime and things like that. And I'm not trying to use it as an excuse. I'm just trying to have people be aware. It takes a few minutes on your body to get yourself going again. Now, there's other things you can do now. They got treadmills and everything else back there. At least, when I was there, they had them. There's no reason for them to get rid of them. So, they just need to hit the weight room, do a little running, before they go back out there and get ready for, a game, because it seems like a lot of teams are jumping on us in the third quarter.
Well, maybe we need to send the chicken tenders over to their locker room. Now, you've opened up a can of worms. We gotta explore this for a moment, Devin.
Okay. Okay.
How many chicken tenders would you put down at halftime? And was it just your thing, or was the entire team eating chicken tenders? I mean, because you were on a championship team, so it was working for you.
I'm not gonna do that to my brothers. I'm not gonna do that to them. In this example that I gave, it was just me, and it's just you send one of the ball boys over to the media room, and they grab a plate of food for you. That's all it is.
Well, if you were getting the food out of the media room, that food sucked. I mean, you should have sent the ball boy to the rich people lounge area. They have good food over there.
Well, here's the thing. So my first year, they were going over there to the media room to get it. And then, like you just said, now I didn't say that. Anybody listening from Frostbank, I didn't say that. but what we started doing is Pop had, because we were playing a lot of primetime games. And so we had food like in a back area for us. And so a lot of times that food would be ready at halftime, and then that's where they started going to get it from.
All right. Just check. And it was just you, huh? You won't throw a team
it was
under
just
the bus?
No way. Not going to happen. That's one thing I learned about this media thing is I am not going to go that route yet.
Yeah, you will. I mean, it's chicken tenders, and my goodness, if that got you a championship, keep doing it. But
exactly,
I'm just thinking that's you go from there. But I mean, it is kind of weird that teams get into the funk. I was not thinking chicken tenders. I was wondering if that's coaching, because obviously Mitch got a lot of experience last year as the interim coach, but you can see some things that you could say, okay, this is Mitch's team. That's what I'm seeing. What does Devin Brown, former NBA player, see from the way Mitch Johnson is coaching that most people listening right now as a casual fan wouldn't notice?
Well, he's got a lot of similarities to what, Pop used to do. And it's funny because, people are always saying, well, he has his style and, this and that. So what I'm watching when I watch him is I'm watching the substitution pattern, who he's bringing in. I'm watching his plays. I'm watching how he's getting Wemby involved, how he's getting De'Aaron involved, what he's doing with Castle, things like that. And so with me, watching things like that, there's some similarities there, but also, when you're a young coach like he is, you want to put your stamp on things, and he's doing a good job of that. It's just defensively, I feel like the guys are a step behind right now, and that's where, I think Pop had more of a grasp on his teams, is because he was not going to allow for that. I mean, not allow for that at all. And so I think Mitch is understanding that. And he knows. I mean, I know he knows that, all that stuff. But it just seems like it's taking a little bit too long sometimes for these guys to get to the rotations.
As you say that, how is that fixed, or why would it take so long for something like that to get fixed? Is it just recognizing what's happening in the moment, hearing the defensive play called out, the communication with the players on the floor, a combination of all? I mean, it seems like if you're a step behind on something, you could easily fix that. Why is it not as easy as it sounds?
Well, because you're talking to.
Did we lose Devin Pledge? I think we lost Devin. Well, that was Greg Popovich stepping in there with the defensive play. Don't answer that question.
Yeah.
Just right as he. There you are, Devin. Are you there? We
Yeah.
lost you
Yeah,
for
I'm
a
here.
moment. Yeah, we lost you for a moment. I thought that was CIA Pop coming in saying, "Don't give away trade secrets, my friend."
No. I got the kids with me, and we're walking through. This is the greatest thing because I'm walking through HEB right now doing this, and so I think I walked down a bad aisle or something, but
gotcha.
it was a candy aisle, so maybe that was a good thing to get me out of there.
There you go. But you can always work your way back there.
Yeah, exactly. But no, go ahead and ask me that question again. I could barely hear you.
While it seems like an easy fix, why is it not an easy fix on the defensive rotations?
So what it is, and this is what I caution, the Spurs base about is, you're talking about two different ball clubs. So these guys have a lot of young players that it takes time to really get down that defensive system. Whereas when I was playing with San Antonio, we were a lot of veteran players, so you can pick things up a lot quicker, and you have no choice but to pick them up a lot quicker, right? So, with these guys, you got a lot of young players that are trying to establish themselves as, good to great players in this league. So defense is kind of like the last thing you're thinking about. These guys, nowadays, know what kind of money is out there. So making sure that you get your numbers is more of a concern than making sure I'm over there early, outside the paint trying to take a charge. It's two different things right now.
Yeah, very, very true. And again, with the dollars that are at stake, and obviously the Spurs team's got some weapons. They could try to outscore you every night, but you get games like we had Wednesday night with the free throw disparity at home. Golden State, the road team, almost doubled up the free throw attempts. When you were watching the game, I didn't see anything egregious, but that's Golden State being a veteran-savvy team, and Steph Curry in particular, getting himself to the line to get those free throws.
Well, yeah. I mean, just, Steph Curry, we can go all day long talking about what it is that he brings to the game. And, one of the things he did was he was struggling with his jump shot, and every great player knows, well, let me see a couple go in. So he was able to get to the free throw line. Once he got to the free throw line, and then the two bank shots, like I had mentioned before in the third quarter, really got him going in the right direction. So, you want these guys to be aggressive and chase him off the screens. They have to be a lot smarter about it tonight. I know they probably watched a lot of film, so they'll be ready to go. And I think you'll see a different defensive mentality as far as tonight goes.
Now, that said, it's a cup game.
Yes.
Do the players give a damn that it's a cup game?
Oh, absolutely.
Really?
Especially, well, it's San Antonio. If you're San Antonio, you need to, because you're 1-0. You got beat up pretty good the other, couple nights ago. And so now you have an opportunity to get to 2-0. It's the NBA Cup game. If you're going to do anything, you might as well try and make some noise right now in this Cup game tonight on national television. This is a great opportunity. Go ahead.
You say that, Dev. Now, I look. It's just a regular season game. They give you a special floor, and I'm still not sold on the in-season tournament. But what you're kind of saying, if there's a trophy to be had, go get it.
Yeah.
If there's extra money to be had, but we still make fun of the Lakers for hanging up a banner for the in-season tournament.
Well, I think you're making fun of the Lakers because it's the Lakers. You know the relationship between San Antonio and LA. I think if it was another team, I don't know if we're having the same conversation, but the thing about it is that, there's and you said it at the beginning of the show, there's a lot of expectations on this basketball team, right? So you might as well just go and try and win the cup. You might as well, or at least have a decent showing,
Oh, it's Devin Brown joining on the Buyers Barricades guest line. They provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond online at buyersbarricades.com. Great stuff from Devin Brown, UTSA Spurs champion, now podcaster, Locked on Spurs post game. Go check it out. After every Spurs game, he and Casey Vieira go live. So check that out. Full interview at sasportstar.com in the audio vault, powered by AA Best Bail Bonds if you want to catch it there. But when we come back, it's been a very, very tough and turbulent week for the Dallas Cowboys. How are they dealing with it as they prepare for a game coming up on Monday Night Football? The head coach, Brian Schottenheimer, joined the morning huddle earlier this morning. We'll hear from him when we come back here on San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and AARP Texas are sending Cowboy fans to Jerry World to see America's team play all season long. How do you get in on the action? Head to sasportstar.com now and register to win. sasportstar.com. Live it up with the boys in the Big D from AARP Texas and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm. How can I help?
That guy pulled out in front of me out of nowhere. The police are on their way, but I'm really shaken up.
Don't worry. We're going to get you taken care of. You made the right call.
I'm Jeff Davis. If you've been hurt in a car, truck, or 18-wheeler wreck, call Davis Law Firm at 444-4444. We're ready to help day or night, and there's no fee unless we win.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
It's a little quiet on the border these days. Illegal border crossings at an all-time low because Donald Trump and Senator John Cornyn have been fighting side by side to seal the border. Cornyn has led the charge in the Senate, funding more agents, more technology, and more miles of secure border wall, beating back Biden's border failures, taking the fight directly to the cartels. Cornyn stands with President Trump, voting with him 99% of the time, supporting Trump's nominees, confirming conservative judges who defend our Constitution, and together, Trump and Cornyn put America first. They've worked to keep our families safe and our border defended. Yep, it's quieter on the border now because real leadership gets results. Call and thank Senator John Cornyn, 713-572-3337, and tell him to keep delivering Trump's agenda. Paid for by Lone Star Freedom Project, LoneStarFreedomProject.com.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Terry's Tiny Homes, Terry. Sure, as the only employee of her company, Terry was probably the front runner, but saving money getting personalized discounts with a commercial auto quote from Progressive, well, that gave Terry the edge. Over Terry.
Terry.
Keep awkwardly chanting your own name, Terry. You deserve it. Woo! Be your own Terry. See if you could save in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-275-1728. That's 800-275-1728.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with AutoPay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, Setup is easy with just one cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products or compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/radio to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments, including pills, chews, and more, 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio. HIMS.com/RADIO.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take Dayquil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the Dayquil.
Undo your flu symptoms with Dayquil Intense Flu. Dayquil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
Dayquil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
It's Extra Innings with Pledger on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pledger here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I am James Pledger. Appreciate y'all rolling along with me tonight as we get you set for high school football or Quarterman Plumbing, Heat, and AC high school football game of the week, energized by Hill Electric by district time in the playoffs. Sotomayor, Brandeis. They played a 3-overtime thriller earlier in the year. Let's hope for another great contest. Monday night, the Cowboys will be playing football again after what has been a very tough and trying week for the Dallas Cowboys. And you look at it, I was very curious how Shoddy was going to sound this morning and how the line of questioning would go. And I figured they'd try and get him to laugh. And I was wondering if they could have that effect and bring some levity out with them this morning. So earlier this morning on the Morning Huddle, Rob and AJ talking to Cowboys head coach Brian Schottenheimer and what's been obviously a very difficult week up at the Star.
Joining us now, brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds, joining us now on the program is the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, well rested after a week off. Coach Brian Schottenheimer on the program. Good morning, Coach.
Hey guys, how we doing? And I caught the last little bit of it, but yeah, there's nothing more frustrating than passwords and password, directives where you have to change the passwords. I mean, I don't have that many cool numbers in my life, and I certainly don't have time to be memorizing all these things. So you are correct. My password is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, that's a good one to have, man. But our stupid work won't let you do that as a password. It's like, oh, you can't use that. You idiots. You can't. Yeah, you got to.
Yeah, well, we're different here with the Cowboys. That works perfectly fine.
Oh, you got to keep it kissed. We got it, Coach. Keep it simple. Keep it simple, boys. Coach, obviously, we'll get the bummer talk out of the way first because it was an unusual bye week for you guys with the passing of Marshawn Nealon. How did you guys balance trying to recharge your batteries a little bit with this tragedy happening that is certainly a drain on your batteries? How did you guys manage to find a balance between work and real life?
Yeah, well, I appreciate you asking, number one. And, we certainly we're not ready to get the tragic news of Marshawn passing. And, it's been a process. It's been a kind of a one day at a time deal where you just try to, okay, sun's going to come up tomorrow. What's it look like? And, I've told the team through, all the people that we've talked to, we don't move on, but we do move forward. And so yesterday was a big step for us because, we were kind of back into, meetings and game planning and practicing. And, I just want to, shout out our players and, just their strength, their inner strength and their support for one another has been incredible. Practice yesterday, I thought was very good. The energy was very good. And let's be honest, guys, the best way for us to honor Marshawn is the way we play on the field and win games. We're certainly going to, do our part to, take care of Catalina, his girlfriend, and Marshawn's family. And that's a big part of what, our guys that matters to them, as it should. But the honoring of Marshawn will be with the way we play the game.
Coach, when you become a head coach and take over the mantle of this, in the handbook that you're never given, you're just kind of lore given and not what you've watched. This part of it is something absolutely unexpected, but something that every head coach has gone through. And I've seen it go two ways. This unification, this fellowship that you had can bring a team together and you can do things you didn't think possible, or that pain, that void just kind of overwhelms a team. And there's really no way to get through it. And then you add in the bye week and then the inclusion of new players and new dudes that you kind of got to get back healthy and new guys that are learning the playbook. I'm just prefacing this knowing the kind of week that you've had. Now, as you get back to work, and I know everybody's kind of numb, how do you get new guys like your big Quinnen and guys that are getting healthy inculcated? And how do you know when they're ready to play?
Well, Well, number one, I want to speak really to both, Quinnen and Logan. I mean, they have been incredible through this whole process, just coming in and understanding what we were kind of going through and grieving. And they immediately were there to support, us and one another and our players. And the good news is this, obviously Quinnen's been around, Aaron Whitecotton, our defensive line coach. So again, there's an easy way to translate a lot of that stuff. He's obviously an incredible player. We know that. And his football acumen and just his love for the game is very evident when you sit and talk to him for 90 seconds. You can feel it jumping out of him. And again, one of the things we loved about Logan Wilson was, his football IQ and ability to dissect things. And so the playbook will not be the problem at all. Those guys will definitely be ready to play. It's us finding, like you said, the best ways to plug those guys in, along with a number of guys we've got coming back that I'm sure we'll talk about. Demo coming back and getting Siobhan Rebel going a little bit. We just started the practice window for Malik Hooker. That's exciting. And again, it's a good problem to have as a coaching staff of, okay, how do we want to piece these guys back together? But we'll be smart with these guys that haven't played football for a while, guys like Demo and Vaughn, and whether you want to call it a pitch count or a ramp up, type of deal. We'll be intelligent, but it's going to be hard to keep Demo and those guys off the field.
All right, now let's get into the football a little bit. We haven't talked to you since this game, but not a great game against Arizona. And obviously, anytime you lose the turnover battle 3-0, it's really hard to win a football game. Is that, if you had to say what's the biggest issue, it was the turnovers? Was that it, or where do you look? Because it actually wasn't a horrific day for the defense, which has obviously been much maligned. But you guys just had a hard time holding on to that football.
Yeah, totally. Again, it's just, there's so many huge momentum swings, and I think what I'm really, in answering the question, I'm thinking about is, man, we kind of started the year, behind the 8 ball. We turned it over early, and we put ourselves at one point. We were in, I think, game 2 or 3, we were -5 in the giveaway takeaway battle, and then we battled back and we went 4 straight games. Think about this: 4 straight games where we, number one, didn't turn it over on offense, and then we took it over at least once on defense, and so we flipped that number, and we went from dead last in the NFL to, I think, top 10 or top, somewhere in that realm. And then, unfortunately, just against Arizona, our lack of ball security, lack of locking the ball up in traffic, things like that kind of took over. And we need to be better because it is the largest determining factor of winning and losing in this league because of why? Well, momentum, short fields, and again, it can be very deflating. So we usually play well, execute well when we take care of the football, and it's the first thing that stands out when you talk our football mantra. It's win the turnover battle, and quite honestly, that's kind of where we find ourselves right now, and why that game kind of got away from us.
So, looking at the Raiders, when you woke up and did your first scouting report, what's the first thing you looked at that you had to stop?
Well, I think, you see the first thing would be Max Crosby. I mean, the guy's an incredible player. I know he's a local player. He's an incredible talent. His motor is unmatched in the National Football League, in my opinion. He literally, we were talking about, well, yeah, when he comes out, maybe we can do this or maybe we can do that. And it's like, he doesn't come out. Okay, cool. That's very unusual, by the way. I mean, this guy's playtime is over like 92 or 93%. And he's just an elite player and very disruptive, both run and pass. So that's one. And then again, I do think on offense, they really want to run the football, and they drafted Ashton Genty high for a reason. And we all know the talent of him. And the quarterback is a guy I'm very familiar with, Geno Smith. We were together in Seattle, one of my favorite people in the world, and truly one of the most pure passers. If you were just watching 10 elite or 10 NFL quarterbacks throw a football, guys, I'd be honest with you. I mean, Geno might throw the prettiest ball of anybody I've ever been around. It's just, it's pure. It's incredible. And then, of course, the other thing would be Brock Bowers. I mean, this tight end, he has a chance to revolutionize the game at that position because of his athleticism. And he's a great route runner. He's got great hands, great body control. But, man, when he has the ball in his hands, he runs like a runner. And so they definitely have some weapons that we need to be very aware of on both sides of the ball.
Well, the big problem for Geno this year is, as pure as it may be coming out of his hand, he throws it to the other team a lot, at least this season. Is that something you like, just kind of going back to that last conversation? You guys, are your corners, your safety is going to be trying to take away the ball? Like, hey, man, go after this thing. Maybe take some chances that you wouldn't otherwise take, because it seems like the Raiders offensively, they haven't been a big play offense. So they haven't been like, putting up huge numbers. So maybe a team like that, you can take more risks against trying to get those big plays on your side.
Yeah, for sure. And really, I think when you look at Geno's interceptions, I mean, again, a lot of it is based off of the pass rush and how you're able to affect him. And I think he's been sacked like 27 times. So let's hope that continues. Sorry, Geno. But I hope that continues, on Monday night. And that's a huge, huge part of it. But in terms of guys taking risks and things like that, I think it's again, they're going to play their technique. They're going to trust their keys. They're going to, trust what they see from splits and things like that. But I do believe that we're going to get some opportunities to get the ball in our hands, and we just have to capitalize on those and make the plays.
Let's talk about Kevontae Turpin's season so far. He's played such a huge role early on, and for a variety of reasons, injuries, some of it, but has kind of decreased. Do you see? He certainly provides something to the offense. Do you come into weeks thinking I got to get him more opportunities?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that jumps out at me is this. Number one, teams are punting away from him. That's not a dumb decision on their part, right? They don't want to try to punt the ball to him. That's become very, very clear. They'd rather pin him on the sidelines or even kick it out of bounds one. And I think we're still kind of getting a feel for, the way the kickoff rule has just even expanded, because I think, the biggest thing with Terp is he's a game changer in every phase. And
right.
I'm just waiting. I think it's going to happen soon. I really do. I think he's going to take one of these punts or one of these kicks, and he's going to do what he normally does and what we expect, which is the explosive or the big play touchdown and things like that. But there's definitely things that we can do from an offensive standpoint where we want to get him the ball out in space and things like that. But I do think that, in fairness to Terp, again, the injury did slow him down, and I think he's just getting back to where he's starting to feel really, really good.
That was Brian Schottenheimer joining via the Buyers Barricades guest line. They provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com. And of course, Coach Schottenheimer comes to you every week, brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds. It was good to hear him. It was good to hear him have some fun. The Sorry Geno was funny. There was more laughing towards the end of that interview. If you want to catch the whole thing, sasportstar.com and our audio vault powered by a Best Bail Bonds. But just good to see and hear and feel Shoddy getting back to a sense of normalcy after what had to have been a very difficult week. When we come back, though, we're going to talk more about that game coming up on Monday night and get you ready for tonight's high school football game, playoff game. That's all coming up here on Extra Innings with Pleasure on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
At Frost, we believe in going the extra mile, like opening more locations to be a part of more communities. Overdraft grace, which means no fee if you overdraw your Frost Personal or Frost Plus account by $100 or less. And the little things like cookies, coffee, or that time when there was a fire at a Fort Worth daycare and Frost bankers entertained 26 kids with snacks and games until their parents could pick them up. That actually happened. Frost, exactly what you unexpected.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 and Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
The Gomez Law Firm is proud to be San Antonio's trusted personal injury law firm for the past 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us. Your firm has been fighting for the people of San Antonio since 1973. That's incredible.
There are not a lot of businesses that stick around for even 50 years, let alone personal injury law firms.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then turn to the law firm that will fight for you. Visit joegomezlaw.com.
And remember, Gomez Law fights.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments, including pills, chews, and more, 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
With Progressive, renters can save on protection for the things that make your place yours, even things that don't make sense to everyone.
People always wonder why I don't get rid of my guitar since I never play. But it's like, what if I actually end up taking lessons? Sure, I've had it for 8 years, but if I get rid of it, then what will my New Year's resolution be next January?
Exactly. So bundle your renters and auto and save with Progressive and protect the things that make sense to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers not available in all states or situations. Coverage subject to policy terms and conditions.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
University of Maryland Global Campus offers more than 55 flexible online certificates that provide short-term credentials and real-world skills you can use immediately. With a range of affordable undergraduate and graduate certificates in high-demand fields like business, AI, cybersecurity, data analytics, and healthcare, you can earn credentials quickly to help advance your career. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh.
Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pledger here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I am James Pledger. I appreciate y'all rolling through with me tonight, and a lot to still get into as it pertains to this weekend's game, because there is a lot that we should be looking at from an actual standpoint of this defense. And I've seen a lot said and read and everything that's going on with this Cowboys defense and how badly it's played. And make no mistake, they've been awful through the first part of this season. I still don't think people remember quite how bad the Mike Nolan year was when we're talking about levels of historic suctitude. But there is additions coming to this team that are going to be pivotal. And I remember Jerry saying it earlier, there's not one or two things that are going to fix this defense. And he's right, but they're getting back a lot more than one or two pieces. They traded for Logan Wilson, so they have competent play at linebacker. Finally, you get DeMarvion Overshown back, so more linebacker help. So you've kind of revamped that entire room. You add a Quinnen Williams, you get Siobhan Revel back, you activated the window on Malik Hooker, you're getting Donovan Wilson back likely, and you've got Wanye Thomas. I mean, that's like 5, 6, 7 people all on the defensive side of the ball. If you don't think that can make an impact, you're fooling yourself, because that is like overhauling your entire defense. And Jerry Jones earlier today on 105.3 The Fan was talking about the additions plus the players they're getting back.
Well, I'm excited about when I really look at the impact of 6 really players that can interject themselves into the 25, 26, 27 players that are active in a game, because they're going in, they're at meaningful places in our defense, especially. They're at meaningful places in where we really have had some issues. So, there's no question we're going to be improved.
And it's hard not to think it. I see you, Sam. Ruh-roh. James is drinking the Kool-Aid. The safeties sucked when they weren't hurt. Sure. But how much of that is the communication from the linebackers? How much of that is them trying to make up for the lapses of Kenneth Murray in coverage and Shamar James and all of the bad linebacker play that you've seen that have left these gaping holes on the back end? How much are they trying to take too much onto their plate, which is leaving, you plug one hole in the dam and another one breaks and then another one. And finally, that's what quarterbacks were doing, was just picking apart every hole they tried to fix and step up and overcome. Well, all you're doing is creating another hole for them. So it's going to be very interesting to kind of see how they deal with this and what this defense actually looks like on Monday. More so than anything, though, it's going to be very interesting to see how they react to what happens on Monday, because it will be their first time stepping foot on a football field without Marshawn Nealon with them. And everyone's going to react different. It's going to be very weird. We'll discuss what that could be like when we come back here on Extra Innings with Pleasure on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Last year, we bought over 54,000 cars from your friends and neighbors. Why did they sell us their cars? Because we pay more at GiveMeTheVin.com. And why do we pay more? Because you and I both know that your car is worth more than others will offer you. And your time is worth more too. I'm John Clay Wolf, and I created GiveMeTheVin.com. Sell me your car faster and hassle-free because you're worth more.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Pork rinds are the crunch time hero of the snack aisle. Low carb, college packed, and high in protein, so you can keep the energy high without the guilt. The porkrinds.com Instagram will make a crunch time donation with each share of the crunch time hero college football post, with each share equaling a $1 donation to the Archer Foundation, a nonprofit dedicated to helping families dealing with DIPG, DMG, pediatric brain cancer. Share on Instagram today and grab yourself a bag of Southern Recipe pork rinds at HEB.
Did you hear? Allstate car insurance now costs even less. So when you bundle with home, you can save even more. Check Allstate first to bundle and save with a new lower auto rate. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings may vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Macy's just dropped tons of new Black Friday deals. And with more being added every week, you can save on top gifts now. Like exclusive beauty sets, 50% off. Men's and women's PJs, 40 to 60% off. Handbags, 40 to 50% off. Plus, diamonds, 60% off. So come into Macy's, beat the rush, and get your holiday shopping done early. Black Friday starts here at Macy's. Savings off select styles. Exclusions apply.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now.
800-583-5795.
Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-583-5795. That's 800-583-5795.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday morning at 11. The Aggies take on the South Carolina Gamecocks. Presented by Just Ponce. Pre-game at 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. 94.1.
The big thing that the Cowboys have been dealing with is the passing of Marshawn Nealon. And we heard from the players for the first time, and we've heard from Dak before, but this is the first time that we've really got to talk to the players. in the locker room since the tragedy. And Solomon Thomas is someone who has gone through something similar in his life, a lot like Dak Prescott. And I thought he had a very special and powerful message when talking to the media about Marshawn Nealon, and when he was asked if there were, looking back at things, any signs that they may have seen that they missed.
No, I mean, Marshawn was in the building smiling every day. He was happy. He was listening to music. He was dancing all the time. But that's the thing with mental health and suicide. You just never know what someone's going through. Someone could be smiling. Someone could be dancing, laughing, having a great time, expressing all this joy. But inside, they could really be fighting a battle that you never know about. You don't know what the chemicals are telling them in their brain. You don't know the trauma from their childhood. You don't know everything they've been going through. And that's why it's so important to be kind. It's so important to ask people how they're doing. It's so important to tell people the resources around them and that therapy is okay as a man, therapy is okay as a woman. Like these are these things that we need to go through, because you never know what battle someone's going through. And yeah, it's just, it's hard. It's tragic. It's, such a young life that should be here. And, this is why mental health is so important. So many people struggle with it around the world, and in our country, like on football teams and classrooms, ages, like if you look at the mental health statistics, they start at the age of 9. Like kids are dying by 9 at the age to suicide. Like it's something our whole nation needs to take seriously. Like get off social media believing everything is just like highlights. That's not life. Life is about the adversity, the hard times, the sad times, the depression, the sadness, the anxiety. Like these are all feelings of human experience. So we just have to let people feel human and be human.
Very, very powerful stuff from Solomon Thomas. And like I always say, call your loved ones, check on them. You never know what people are going through in life. And a simple, hey, how are you doing, can change everything for them. We got high school football coming up next right here on San Antonio Sports Star. Brandon Sotomayor, the Quarterman Plumbing Heat and AC high school football game of the week, is next on San Antonio Sports Star.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every